guys, I'm going to show you a quick DIY video for anybody auto detailing. I got a bunch of requests from a bunch of young guys. They are starting out a mobile detailing business. They wanted to know a couple of ideas and what they should do and bring on the job site. So I'm going to make this into two videos. The first one I'm going to show you here is how to make a very quick apparatus to hang floor mats. Usually, like I said, when you're going to do any shampooing, vacuuming, or even cleaning the all-weather liners. So you could go out and buy from like a lot of detailing sources these special clamps. I'll post a picture of them right here. These are great, but they're expensive. A lot of kids don't have $100 to $300 to buy a bunch of these clamps. But you guys can pop in the Lowe's or Amazon and pick up some Irwin 2-inch clamps and 1-inch clamps. I usually use the 1-inch for the smaller mats. I've been doing this for over 20 years. And I'm gonna make a new one for you guys here today because my rig is covered in paint, because I lock the piece of wood into the jaw horse, and I also use the rack when I take these off to paint parts and to do other things besides cleaning and detailing mats. So let me just show you here. I'm using just a regular, this is actually a really high grade piece of 1-inch plywood, and I ripped it to size this morning. And you could use a 2x4, you could use whatever you have access to. These clamps are like $1.99 each, you can't beat them. And the only tools you're gonna need is a center punch, a couple of short drywall screws, and I have a 3/8 drill bit already in my drill press, and we're gonna walk over there and show you how to do it. So I already got one of them done here. So before you do anything, you're gonna wanna slip these guys off, the vinyl caps, like I'm showing you here. And then once you take them off, I mean, you don't have to be super accurate where you're doing this. I mean, this is just a rig. I mean, I use these clamps for other things as well as holding parts, upholstery, hanging my towels, whatever. And then you could just take the vinyl cover off. Then you're just gonna mark, kind of eyeball where you want to make that hole, like I'm showing you here. Take your center punch and punch it. It's always good to always center punch your holes when you're drilling on metal, especially when you're freehand holding it, when it's not going to be in a vise. And if you look here, this is not perfectly straight. It just helps the drill bit from walking all over the place. But if you do this in a drill press, it's a hell of a lot easier than doing it by hand. So I'm going to move the camera over to the drill press. I'm going to show you, we're going to drill these out, and then I'm going to come back on the table. I'm going to put this all together for you and show you it all set up. All right, guys, we're over at my drill press on the other side of the garage, and I have in my vise a couple of 2x4s that I stacked just as a buffer when I go through the steel. I don't want to go into a piece of metal, and it just makes it a lot easier, and it stops it from binding and catching the bit on the workpiece. So I have a foot control pedal on this machine, and I already set the depth gauge. Okay, so we're going to hold it like that. Now, if you want, depending on where your chuck is, you may want to take off both vinyl caps if you think it's going to hit. But like I said, this is just going to be a quick video for you guys. I'm not going to go too crazy with this stuff. And just keep even pressure. Let the drill bit and the machine do the work. All right, we're already through. And that's it. So now when we go over to the table, I'm going to show you what we're going to do to get this burr off. We're going to use a unibit, and we're going to get that hole enlarged bigger to what we need. We need to oversize it. And you just go one by one. All right, guys, we're back over at the workbench. I got my cordless drill here with a unibit, the smaller one on there. We're going to enlarge this hole just a little bit, and you see you do have the burrs over here. So we're going to enlarge the holes first, and you can hold it by hand. It's not going to really catch with these bits. Okay, and then you could just do a test. Make sure your screw goes through. So we're going to enlarge all the holes. This one's already finished. And then we're gonna deburr them further. So on this bit, I usually go down 2 steps in the size to get it to where I want it to be. And you just, every time you do one, just double check, make sure you're getting the right size all the way around. Okay, that's the little guy. Okay, one more. Okay, and you guys could see there's a lot of slag and burrs on these. So we're gonna take a countersinking bit, same deal, by hand. Okay, and that takes off the burrs. So we're gonna slip the vinyl covers back on here. Make sure you get them in the right orientation. Okay, and then you're gonna be able to feel where that hole's got to be punched. Okay, like I'm showing you here. And just take a new blade on your X-Acto and take your time, because you don't want to stab yourself. You just hog out this hole relatively easily, like I'm showing you. Okay, so you're gonna do the inside, the outside of all of these, and then I'll turn the camera back on when we're done. We're gonna bolt these to the board, and we're gonna show you this thing set up and racked. All right, guys, we're all done with boring out the holes in the vinyl like I show you here. I marked on the piece of wood a couple of dimensions. And so we're gonna put 2 mats on one side and 2 mats on the other side, and then the remainder length of this wood is gonna get locked into the jaw horse. So we're just gonna drive the screws in with an impact gun. About halfway. Now, if you wanted to make this permanent, you could put different screws and use washers and permanently lock the clamps to the board. But you see, I use these for other things, so I don't want to do that, because then every time I want to pull it out, I have to take it all apart. So this is how it's going to go. You guys could see here, okay? So this is designated for the front floor mats, like I'm showing you. It's a simple, inexpensive solution to anyone that doesn't want to dry their mats on a garbage pail, on the floor, hanging them on a tree, or if you're getting started and you're going on a mobile detailing business, you may not be able to afford a van and the fancy clamps. A lot of mobile detailing guys, they put the clamps on a rig and they attach it to the side of the van and then they power wash them. Then your van's gonna get all trashed and dirty. But to be honest with you, I mean, this is a great thing. Take this with the jaw horse, throw it in your SUV or car. If you go to a customer's site and do your job, fold it up and put it away. And it really doesn't take up much space. The jaw horse, when it's folded up, it takes up 1 square foot. And I'm gonna set this all up and I'm gonna show you how this all works when we're done. All right, guys, so we're all finished. I just wanted to show you, this is one of my original jigs that I use for hanging up mats and parts and everything. So just want to show you how simple it is, cheap, inexpensive. Let's go over. Here it is all set up. There are the front and rear floor mats, perfectly secure on the jaw horse, as you can see. We're going to bring this outside in a little bit, and we're gonna perfectly clean these mats. And these mats are not going anywhere because the jaw horse clamps down with such a massive amount of torque. And I'm gonna show you. Okay, I'm on the very end of the wood, and I'm gonna lift up the jaw horse. Okay? There you go. So guys, start to become creative. Like I said, I appreciate all the guys that inquired about stuff like this. This is a quick DIY. You can do this thing for about 20 bucks. Go get those clamps. The Irwin clamps are great. I've been using them for years. Irwin is the brand that makes vice grip. And pick up a jaw horse, man. That is the #1 thing you need in your garage. I don't care what you're doing. For mobile detailing, I'll do a separate video showing this apparatus and then switching it out and putting your towel wringer bolted right onto there. You can wheel this and move this thing anywhere outside the shop, on a customer's job site, wherever the hell you want to go. It's 99 bucks, usually on sale. And like I said, just start getting creative, guys. And any questions or comments, post them below. Hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe and share this channel with others. autofanatic@yahoo.com. Take care.